This is our foremother. Her name is Callie House, and she was the very first in this country to start a reparations movement back in the 1890s. And she endured a lot from this U.S. federal government because of this movement. This movement that she started grew to 300,000 former slaves and supporters that believe reparations were due. So she fought the best battle she could in those times. And remember, we are dealing with the offspring of those very same people that still, even back then, did not believe we deserve reparations, and they don't even to this very day. They're just afraid if we got that money, we would sail right past them and they would no longer be able to suppress us like they have all this time. We're not dumb people. We're not lazy people. And when we are able to rise to the occasion, Black Wall Street comes out of us. And over 200 towns that white mobs had to go in and destroy because they were successful. So let's get into Callie House. So I went to Chat GPT and I want you to listen to the history of Callie House.
What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with a nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make it perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Callie House and the government's suppression of her reparations movement, highlighting her legacy and the challenges she faced from federal oppression. Callie House, trailblazer of reparations, and the U.S. government's threat of vision of justice. Callie Guy House, born circa 1861, Rutherford County, Tennessee, was born into slavery. After emancipation, she supported her family as a seamstress and washerwoman. Fueled by the injustices she'd endured and witnessed, she emerged as a powerful advocate for reparatory justice for formerly enslaved people. In 1894, House co-founded the National Ex-Slave Mutual Relief, Bounty and Pension Association, MRBNPA, with Isaiah H. Dickerson. By 1898, the movement had grown into one of the first mass reparations campaigns led by African Americans, with chapters across the South serving both mutual aid and political advocacy functions. Calling on Government for Reparations House focused on 2 pillars: mutual aid efforts, providing burial assistance, sick relief, and limited financial support for members, especially the elderly. Legislative change. She pushed Congress for reparatory pensions, similar to those granted to Union veterans. Determined, House and her organization launched Johnson v. McAdoo in 1915, a class action lawsuit demanding $68 million. The tax revenue the federal government had collected on cotton between 1862 and 1868, produced largely by enslaved labor. Government pushback and suppression. Her growing movement triggered alarm among federal agencies. In 1899, the Post Office Department issued a fraud order, barring the MRB and PA from using the mail system for communications or money orders. This effectively crippled their organizing ability. Federal authorities increasingly surveilled her work and invoked flimsy fraud charges to stymie the campaign, even when no evidence of wrongdoing existed. Towards reparations.files.wordpress.com. This repression was not just about legal maneuvering. Government filings framed House's efforts to mobilize Black political and economic power as a threat to white dominance. As historian Mary Frances Berry notes, institutional racism and the desire for control underpinned the move to suppress her. Arrest, conviction, and movement collapse. Despite her constitutional arguments and appeals to First Amendment rights, House's activism brought her into the crosshairs. In 1917, she was arrested and convicted on mail fraud charges by an all-white, all-male jury and sentenced to over a year in prison. Her imprisonment dealt a devastating blow to the MRB and PA. Though local chapters tried to continue, the momentum waned and the movement dissolved by the 1930s. Legacy and rediscovery Callie House was nearly erased from mainstream history until scholars and activists revived her memory. Harvard Law School advocacy groups are now working to secure a posthumous pardon, arguing her conviction was a political act against reparatory justice. Historian Mary Frances Berry's book, My Face is Black is True, and other academic efforts have cemented House's role as a founding figure in the reparations movement. Today, House's legacy informs contemporary calls for reparatory justice, such as H.R. 40 and local government initiatives inspired by centuries of racial injustice. Why her story still matters. Element Significance Organizing Skills. House built one of the largest grassroots reparations movements of her era. Legal Challenge Johnson versus McAdoo was the first federal lawsuit demanding reparations. Government attack fraud charges and censorship aimed to dismantle the movement through law. Historical erasure. Despite her impact, she was punished instead of praised. Enduring influence. Her work laid the foundation for today's reparations advocacy. Bottom line. Callie House's fight for reparations was revolutionary, initiated by a formerly enslaved woman building a national movement. But U.S. government surveillance, legal suppression, and a racially biased justice system ultimately crushed it. Her story is more than historical. It's a mirror for the present fight for equity, truth, and reparatory justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think about this video and the answer that ChatGPT gave about Callie Guy House and what she did during her times and how this federal government treated her, which is of no surprise. This federal government has displayed all kinds of racism, denying us things, looking the other way. When the lynchings were going on, people were writing Congress and senators for help, and they just looked the other way and would not help. This government, very much responsible for Jim Crow and denying us things that white people could easily get. And to this very day, the black farmers do not get the same treatment by this federal government as the white farmers. This federal government and how they have pushed immigrants in black communities all over this country, dealing with people that come over the border hating us. And this federal government is the one that should be paying out reparations. You know, we have even watched our elders fight to keep their homes, and eminent domain is still used on our people to this very day to kick them off of their land. And all of the countless lands, millions and millions of acres of land stolen from black farmers. This US government was behind the whole thing. So no, they shouldn't be exempt from paying reparations. Reparations are due. And I thank Callie House for being one of the first pioneers to pave the way in this fight. Eventually, we're going to get it all anyway. It's just a matter of time. You can't withhold it forever. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.